And hello, everyone. All about the gyro here. Welcome to episode 7 of An iRacer Goes Trucking. Great to have you back here. And as we re-enter Euro Truck, let's see where we're at right now in the scheme of things. We're still back at home. And if you look at our map, we have been working our way south. And we got to Kaliningrad on our longest haul yet. So, we're going to be focusing here on this middle area. This is Latvia. So we're going to try to get some loads going in and out of Latvia for this recording. So, right now we're at $48,000, and that's our money. That's without taking a bank loan. So, let's see what's going out of Harnu. And we do have a Lithuanian one, but we're going to try to get into Latvia. That is our goal here. So, anyway, so let's figure out. And there we go. Let's go ahead and take that one because we need to open up Valmiera. All right. On this episode, kind of an update from the. Turn on the lights. And it looks like we are in. This looks like a Scania, doesn't it? It's from the dial. Very nice looking. Matter of fact, I'm very curious to see what this is now. So, let's look at all the different camera views while we're at it. That is a Scania. You can barely see that in the back. And you just hit the number keys, and there is the confirmation. That is a Scania. Very nice looking display. Oh, I really like that. Good looking display. I like a mix of the old and the new for dials, just in general. Like, I like attack. I like a analog looking speedometer for those unaware. And so this display is talking to me because remember, we still have not formally decided. We are thinking Scania or Volvo, and this is definitely talking to me a little bit. So, on the date that this has been recorded, which is the last day of February, we're going to kind of recap the month of February and talk a little bit more about what's going on in, coincidentally, this part of the world. So, the Canadian Trucker Convoy, the Emergencies Act, Prime Minister Trudeau has revoked it. Now, on the surface, you'd be like, okay, cooler heads has prevailed. But when you find out the reason why was the Senate in Canada was going to vote against it, that's why he pulled it, is to save his skin. I think a lot of people are pretty angry with him. But that situation is still not resolved because remember, you have financial assets frozen, there were people who were detained, and people are now seeking an immediate court investigation. The problem is one is going to be offered, but he's trying to pass it off for 2 months. And I think people are be like, no, we want this right now. So that's what's going on in Canada. This is, I believe, day 5 of the incursion going on in Ukraine. My understanding is major reinforcements are coming in from Belarus. Now, Belarus does not get a lot of play on the international scene, but Belarus is still kind of the old school communist dictator era state. So NATO has put their forces on alert, and so Mr. Putin has put his nuclear arsenal on alert. So it is still very, very tense. In that part of the world. So my sympathies and concern goes to those who are fleeing war. And I know that there has been a marked, and that's what I was looking for, was the cruise control number, and it's embedded in the dial here. So the letter I is what you use to cycle through the dashboard. And this is the one I want. And we'll keep this. So this may be a, let's see how many gears this is. Yeah, this is a 12 gear, so we'll keep it 10. So anyway, in Kharkiv, I think there is some fierce fighting going on, but there is some peace talks going on. So, still a very difficult situation over there, so. But we are definitely seeing who is the real leaders versus those who are leader in name only. Nope, we're not turning here. And I think we're hauling some sort of it's like a dump type situation. This has 60,000, actually it has 600,000 kilometers on it. Can't be odometer. This has been well used. We're to Valmiria. So, prayers and all that, let us hope cooler heads prevail. Let us hope things calm down, because right now things are very, very tense. There's a truck over here on the left. So I have a button that maps that view, just for that reason. I have one for the right as well. And it goes without saying, the bravery of the Ukrainian people cannot be lost upon us. But history has told them they have to fight. They have been subjugated before in their history. And that is why you're seeing the response that you are seeing. Alright, here we are in the next town. And these are very, very sneaky because notice the speed limit change. And the radar, make sure I get in the correct gear here. The fines in Euro Truck can be very expensive. For, running red lights. On my other profile, I ran a red light. It was 300 euros, and then I somehow missed a way station. I don't know how I did this. Don't know. Cost me 700 euros. I'm still scratching my head on that one. So that's why I try to be mindful of the speed limit. As I drive through town, because I try to drive this as I would in real life. So, and of course, the stock market has been crazy right now. A lot of tension in general. So, I wanted to use this video as a gentle reminder of you have to have, in these days, the attitude of gratitude. Because life is very fleeting. And COVID should take clear right, and we'll recheck on the left. And appreciate what you have. Now, I know for some of you out there in my Discord community, on my Twitch community, life is hard for you, and I think this is where we have to realize, most importantly, you cannot take it with you. And that's why I'm really looking forward to the Sandy Fund being established. And that is to help the community. There's a reason why I say at the end of all of my videos, take care of yourselves, take care of one another. Because often in this very over-connected world, we forget how underconnected things really are. And if you don't believe me of how underconnected things are, you can actually see this in Eastern Europe. You can see this in Africa. You can see this in Central Asia. High-speed internet is not everywhere, my friends. There are still plenty of places in the world where the fastest connection you're going to have is dial-up. And I'm not exaggerating when I say that. Fiber and satellite can only go so far. As we yeet it around the corner there. So, it's important that we take the time to connect with one another in community. And equally so, it's time to disconnect as we see the target's already in sight, but we're going to have a giant reroute to get over there because of the nature of the road network. So make sure you call your loved ones, call your friends, check in with them, reaffirm to them that they are thought of and that they matter. That would be the one takeaway I hope that you do from this video is just reach out to some people you haven't reached out to. Lately on my heart, I've been thinking about some of my former coworkers that I used to work with at Del Monte. So the Monte's headquarters there in Coral Gables, Florida. And for some reason, oh, we got a roundabout. I almost screwed this up. And just been thinking about them with everything that's going on in the world, because the only thing that is certain, and I say this with all sincerity from experience, living in this world, the only thing that is certain is death, taxes, and the day that you're living in. That's it. And so take a little bit of extra time. You know, that Netflix show, that YouTube video, it'll still be there. But simply saying to someone, hey, I'm thinking about you. I hope you're doing all right. Who knows when they will no longer be on this earth. And we are almost done with this delivery here to Valmiera, Latvia. So you see a lot of signs for Riga. The reason is Riga is national capital here in Latvia. That's where you see a lot of signs. Uh-oh. Okay, so here's one of the random challenges. You will get these accidents, and sometimes they're in terrible spots. That one wasn't too bad. I've had one on my other profile, and when I talk about the other profile, it's my long one I've been playing for quite a while. He was in a situation where the detour was over 150 kilometers. So I had to drive through the accident, and there were some hilarious results because there was a helicopter, like medevac, that I had to navigate a truck and a load around, and I wasn't fully successful, just saying. I had a little bit of a boo-boo. A little bit of damage. So so the game will throw up curveballs like that. That is not pre-programmed per se. Nice Thursday morning here. And Valmiera. Or Valmiera, I don't know how you pronounce that. So there's happens to be someone from Lithuania, or Latvia, or Estonia that knows how to pronounce that. Let me know. 'Cause I don't know. But this is almost done. So yeah, make sure you take some time this week and check in with the people. Make sure they're doing okay. And we are approaching halfway through our Baltic tourist. Now, I don't know if Finland is in the Baltic tourist or there's a different one out there called, I believe, Sightseer for the accomplishment. But we are here in Valmiera. Okay, now, is it right here? So this is where we got to find. So here's an issue. So sometimes you don't know where to drop your load. Dom Depot. So if you look at the destination line, sometimes you have to turn your eyeballs. If you look, it's right there in the next building. So play the turn signal. Oh, and welcome to the dumb UI AI. In real life, let me grab a gear. In real life, a car would never have done that. All right, so and what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and park it this time. Instead of just saying, yeah, I'm good. And show you how this works. So you have 3 parking modes. This is the middle one. There's the spot. And I like keeping this in a low gear. So once I see this, I like to come in. So right now I'm already slowing down. Just let it coast. And you get extra XP, which is important. And voila. Now, the Grand Tour is, so we just delivered from Estonia to Latvia. So it's Finland, Russia, Estonia, Russia, Estonia, Latvia, Latvia, Lithuania, Lithuania, Russia. Any order, any direction, so that's why that came up. Alright, let's do another one here. And then we'll call this video good. So now we've opened these 2 up. So notice we have these we got to get to, and these. So there's 4 in Latvia. So let's start with in Riga. And we're looking for LV, and so we have this one here. And that is a nice shorty. So let's open up Lipacha, or Paha. My pronunciation, very suspect. I look at that as a Spanish word instead of Latvian. So this is the old style Scania. I recognize this. And the issue is where that left mirror is, it's blind. So Lipaja, or Lipaja, depending on how it's pronounced. So Latvians help me out. I want to make sure I pronounce it correctly. Make sure there's nobody coming. And nobody coming. Here we go. We're going to open up a recruiting. I believe, here at the corner. Which would be good, because as we start building things out, we need to know that we can hire people, and you have to open up recruiting agencies to get more qualified drivers. All right, that was kind of nice. Timed that light pretty good. And so, I'm excited for the move. I pick up the keys to the new place on Friday. And so, and the weird thing, and Lori commented this to me. She said, hey, I keep forgetting that the apartment is larger than this condo, and it is. It's a little bit larger, and it's all on one floor. So let's see what displays are on this one. There's some fuel mileage and cruise control, temperature, pressure. Now what I want to see is, will the cruise control show in this screen? No, it does not. I like to know what my cruise control is, so that's why I like the dials. It just makes life easier. So it's all about preference. And that's the beautiful thing about this game, is it gives you preference. Looks like we're going to be following. And this is probably a hazardous material. Oh, he's like, nope, that's not the way I'm supposed to go. All right. And so I got asked in Discord, how quick can you take these? Well, you'll feel it in a force feedback wheel. Like in this particular wheel, I can feel when I've taken the curve too quickly, because the wheel will start jerking, which is a very nice benefit of having a high-end wheel. And this Sim Magic Alpha Mini, a lot of people in the sim racing community would say, well, it's really not high-end, but ask that to a normal person, and I think they would disagree with you. This is a very good piece of kit. And here is the Riga Waterworks here. I'll slow down here. So that's one of the benefits about using a higher end wheel for games that do not involve sim racing. You just get more feel, you get more information. I run this at the same exact settings that I run my iRacing in Alpha Manager. I do not change them. I have no reason to. Because, let's check over here. That looks nice and clear. So I use the same thing. It works just fine. And yeah, I have to say the Sim Magic has been a wonderful value add. And it's really helped me in GT3 racing this season. Oh, let me slow down. I'm going to do it quick. There we go. Put that in a little bit higher gear. It's been a very good season for me. If you take out the 71 points I lost in a Skippy race by not fully understanding what the Skippy League wanted for qualification, I would have ended up ahead for the year. I would have been at a net of 1591 instead of 1520. So I started the season at 1549. So I've pretty much maintained, and I've had a very good season. A very good IMSA season. So with the impending move and some other life changes happening, I need to sit down this week and next week, because remember, next week is week 13. So I'm eagerly awaiting the announcements of what are they going to release. As we head over here to the port of Latvia or Latvia, I don't know how that's pronounced. So I don't know how my schedule is going to get impacted yet. There's just a lot of things that are evolving, and that's life. You know, life gets in the way of our interests a lot more often than we would want them to. So, and let me kind of address a corollary, kind of an aside. Dave Cam put out a video talking about burnout because he's been racing the same thing. And I can understand that, and I think there has been a fair bit of burnout. This move for me comes at a good time because with the move and all that is fresh input, fresh things, and with me not streaming as much, I've been able to have a little bit of a mental defrag, which is nice. So the burnout be real when, for the select few, this is their career, streaming, producing content. It is very, very hard to remain creative because the problem you'll have is, picture a cup. If you're pouring out your talent, your energy, so forth, you have to make sure that that cup is being refilled. And when it's not being refilled, that's when the burnout can happen. At my previous job, I had burnout, and it showed. It showed. Retrospect, being what it is. So this move is coming at a good time. We are definitely committed for Porsche GT3 next season. And it's just, we want to continue what we have started. We are racing better than we have before. And driving to Skippy on Sunday with the importance of car control and things thereof, I see it directly transferring to the Porsche. So I want to address kindly with respect. So the excellent Australian streamer Daniel Gray Tent made a comment on one of his streams recently. The only thing the Skippy will do is teach you how to race the Skippy. I will tell you right now, that's not accurate. The Skippy is transferable to other cars because of the weight transfer element. Now, I've always said you should race it for a season and don't stay in that series as your official series. Use it as a training tool, which is what I'm doing with the Sunday Night Skippy. All right, and we're waiting to get out of town. That's why I slowed down. Here we go. So that's going to carry over to season 2 and to do a full campaign. And I really liked it for a Sunday night. It's kind of a nice decompression. Okay, let's see how many. Okay, this is a 12-speed gearbox. Nice. This is the older classic Scania that I'm used to. So the Skippy and the Spec Racer Ford, both, in my mind, will teach you how to drive the Porsche. For those who remember, I did a season of Spec Racer Ford, then I did a season of Audi R8, and then went into the RSR, or GTE. And I was very thankful I had that season of Spec Racer Ford. It really helped me. The Skippy, I think, is really going to help me. Oh. That's a scary... Slow down. Road work, 30 kilometers. Let's all slam on brakes. Okay. That was a little unnerving. But yes, the Skippy, like I said, in the appropriate context, it's a good teaching tool. And I'm looking forward to continuing what has been a fun league to race in. Get yourselves in a good league. Everyone does it. Everyone who suggested it, they're right. Get to race around the same group of people. Yeah. So yeah, the Skippy it will teach you weight transfer. I had what I would consider a successful season of BMW. You know, I recovered after losing 250 IR, and we are here in Latvia. Let's slow down to 50 here. And we're almost there. But yeah, I had a very good season. I maintained my IR. I was competitive. I passed a lot of cars. And in a different video, you know, we'll discuss driving standards. My view is they were god-awful this season. And there's a multitude of reasons for it. And yes, I do hope iRacing will begin to address that. Part of that was netcode. Part of that is people are driving very aggressive. Now let's see where we're delivering to. Rosmark. Should be right here. Yep, you see the green right there on the left. All right. And we'll just go ahead and say I'm in a hurry, because we are. And what we're looking to see is, have we leveled up? We have not yet leveled up. So, next episode, episode 8, we will be able to level up in our skill department. So this is what it looks like right now. And because we've been focused on the Balkans, we haven't been bumping up long distance as much. Well, now what I want to do is I want to start unlocking just in time because you get more deliveries. And to recap, we're at 55,000. So, let me show you to give you an idea of how much a Scania costs. Your base level Scania is $112,000. And you have your R model, 113. The standard R, this is more of like a normal boxy, 117. You have the S. And then you get very expensive. So notice the level here. So you have 4 choices. And they're all your standard 4x2. So to me, the rounded one, this looks like the classic. This is a little bit more modern. And then this is the big boy. And if you notice, 1,290 liters versus 1,400. So for long distances, things to keep in mind. So, since the Scania is in Tallinn, you may end up getting a Scania. Anyway, my friends, as I let you go from here, as always, take care of yourselves, take care of one another. Be safe out there. And make sure you check in with your loved ones and friends. God bless.